All right, so today we're out tracking some box turtles. We've got 3 box turtles that we put transmitters on. Hoping to find more today. We've got 7 more transmitters we need to attach, but this is the antenna that it helps us pick up the signals that the transmitters are giving out on the box turtles. And then we have to hook it up to our receiver. Now hopefully this works. Yesterday I was making some weird noises, but I was hoping that was just because the battery was low, so I charged it. And I guess now is the moment of truth, what happens here. So we just take it and then hook it up. Turn it on. Okay, good. It's not making the high pitch screech. That I was doing yesterday. So that's a positive. So we have this ridge here. And what we found is there on top or on the side or down this valley over here, and the signal is difficult to pick up. It doesn't do a great job. So I know where he was the last time we found him. So we'll kind of just walk over there and see if the signal gets better as we get closer to that ridge on the other side of it. Sometimes we first did this on campus where we have a lot of ridge and valleys. It was horrible. It'd bounce off the ridges and you wouldn't know which direction. It'd take an hour or two to find one turtle. But here it's a little easier. So we don't have one ridge, so we can walk up to it and we can pick up the signal. That's a little better now. Change the tune. So yeah, that was easy. I didn't realize that the tune was on the positive end, so it wasn't getting the right frequency. So looks like he's gonna do that. So as you move the antenna, you see it barely moves. It's getting like 0.2. Now it's getting a little more than 0.2, 0.4. So that tells you that this is more of the direction that the turtle is. As that signal gets stronger, it's telling you that's the right direction. So then you turn the gain down as you get closer, so it becomes more sensitive, and then you can continue to find. So right now we're just going to head that direction and see what the signal tells us. It might tell us to veer more that way as we get closer, or maybe up to the left. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Could be that he's actually moving. I saw something like, no way, he's just chilling. Normally you see him do this when it's like super hot and it hasn't rained in a while. There's always some water in this little area because it runs off the parking lot and everything. So normally that's the only time I see him submerged in the water like that, is when it's been hot and dry for a couple weeks. They'll come down the mud to cool off. He's just chilling. So basic data. We put the notch scute numbers on it, weight, length, if it's male, female, adult, subadult, juvenile, where we found it at GPS locations. So that's pretty much what we do here. So for now, when we catch them like this, when we're tracking them, this is the first day I found them, put the tracker on. So when we do this, I'll just put location, I'll get that and put that down. And then I take like, is it active, inactive? He is inactive. They're up, if they're out of the hide spot, like they're out in the open, you know, they don't have to be seen moving, but if they're sitting on top of the ground out in the open, they've been active and they've just closed up because we've gotten there, typically. I mean, I guess they could have been active, but that to me means active. They're not hiding, so they're out doing something. So inactive, we are in This is actually the wetland. And he is submerged. Actually, I normally don't do this, but just want to make sure he's okay. And he's like, dude, what are you doing? I mean, he's just, oh, that one epoxy already came off. It's all right. That's not too important. There he is. He's like, leave me alone. All right, we'll put you back. I'll leave you alone. The law back over you. Just like that. So, that's our first one. That's interesting. You don't see them submerged in the water like that very often, especially when it's not been that hot and there's plenty of water around. But so that's that one. Now we got old one. I found one that we had tracked last time that transmitter lost signal, but I found him again and took his tracker off. That in there?
Mostly. Your turn.
Here, let's do a take two on that. There we go.
Your antenna's a little messed up.
Oh, yeah. So this is a good example of individual variation, right? We've got two turtles. I found them, that one and this one, I don't know, maybe they 20 yards apart, 20 meters apart for the international people. And now you can see how far apart they are. One is completely submerged in the water in that little stream. This one's out here in the sunlight on the side of this little levee underneath the grass. So I don't see any blackberries. There are blackberries here, but I think they mow it too much for the old stems to produce anything. But she could be eating grass, fungus, because it rained. But totally different areas they chose to go to today. One's in the hot sun. It's probably 80-something degrees out here, and that one over there, that water is probably in the 60s. So two totally different choices of where they wanted to be today. I'll try to find that other one out. Interesting. This is what I want to do. We tracked 5 turtles before, or three turtles, just at 3 males. And they had super small home ranges. They pretty much, I never found one out here in a year of tracking them. They were all back in the forest, most of the time in the wetland area. So the fact that we got this one, kind of like where that other male was, they were kind of always in that wetland, or maybe sometimes occasionally on the ridge, most of the time out in the wetland. So she's out here. I never found one out here. But this is good information. So. That's how it goes. Some days it takes a long time. I've had days where it come out and I find 2 or 3 of the animals I'm tracking just as I'm walking, and so it goes super quick. But this was the first time we've tracked them since we put the transmitters on, and now we know 2 of them have drifted, so that should make it easy in the future. We can just tune it to the right dial frequency and then not have to worry about going in circles trying to find them because the frequency's not very good, or the frequency's not as precise as it was.